Hey everyone, what's up? I know it's another late sort of vlog in a way. So many things that I want to do, and so my last video, I was telling you guys you can buy HCO cards from me. That's still going on, so I'll give that a while or so. But I mean, the offer still stands if I still have the remaining cards left. But I'm getting more in stock pretty soon. So anyway, in this vlog, I think I should talk about what I'm about to be doing. Ever since I started watching a couple of other artists' videos, one is Monster Paws. I didn't really watch much of hers, but I did find hers, and she gives good tips of of those who are artists. And so I found her. Then I started watching this one person. Her name is Holly, H.C. Brown. So basically Holly Brown. And I've been talking to her on Twitter. And how I found her was when I was starting to look up how to publish manga, your own manga. So that turned me on to her, and ever since then I was watching most of her videos about her projects that she's doing. Then I was thinking, I'm an artist and I haven't done my own comic ever. I did comic strips, but I never did a comic. But with the comic strips that I've done was back in high school. I was in journalism. I wasn't doing the articles or anything. I was the artist for the newspaper, and the reason why I was doing that is because whoever was doing it before was doing it, they weren't even doing a comic. It was something so simple, yet anyone can do it. I could have continued on, but I wanted to do something that relates to the school that I was going to, and so when I was doing that, I implemented the mascot since it was a cougar. So I was thinking, putting those together, school, cougar. Then I started creating this character. This cougar character, just as a student. But then again, I decided to make a character, sort of like a detective. Basically, ended up being a detective. So I ended up making a character called Detective Cougar. Sort of like a Dick Tracy type of character, but school-related, friendly-related, topic-related of school, even though that I did only 3, because when I was in the process of being in that class, then after that year, I moved to where I'm currently living right now. So I mean, only 3 comics I did, and I did these on the fly. I took my time. I didn't really take my time, but I took my time after I got all my schoolwork done. I was still in high school. I was in my in my 10th grade year. I was doing my 10th grade year at the first school that I was in. Then I transferred. Then did my second part of the year. So I basically graduated in less like 2.5 years. So it was just so fast. But in the process, I only did 3. I was going to think about doing what I did back in at my other high school, but I didn't know how to do it because I didn't know who to talk to or whatever, because I was new to this town. I was new to the school, everything. So it was just something that was on the back burner, and it was already getting overcooked. So it basically burnt to death. So I didn't really do much. But then again, I decided to make my own Detective Cougar. I could still do those. I mean, I could. Those were like the easiest strips that I've actually made, and I could do those on the fly. With situation topics this time, because back then when I did the 3, one of them was on bullying, one of them was on litter, and one of them was on. I always forget the third one, but it's the very first one. I think it had to do with I don't know. I forgot. I don't even know if they still keep the old newspapers. That would be kind of cool to go back to the high school and see if they did. Then to see if I could actually copy them, because I want to have them hard copied because they're my work, and those mean so much to me. Well, not really, but to me they mean so much to me. And at the time, my friends were liking it, all the teachers were liking it, even people that I never even met. They somehow knew it was me that did them, so I was getting so much recognition from people that I'd never met or whatever, and so I just became sort of popular in a way. So, but speaking of comics, this is why that I wanted to make this vlog real quick before I go to bed. It is like around 2 in the morning right now. I should have gone to bed an hour ago. But the reason why I wanted to make this vlog originally is I'm starting to make my own comic strips, or a comic, whichever. Maybe I'll just, after a while, I'll, compile all the comic strips that I make into a book. Then, it would be like the Garfield collection, or the Calvin and Hobbes collection of all the strips that I've made. The two titles that I want to know which one is better. My friend Aaron thought of these titles, and of course I'm going to give him credit when I do these. Of course, since I have Mobius syndrome, one of the titles was titled "Memoirs of a Man with Mobius," and the other one was Memoirs of a Man of Mobius. Let me see what he said. Let's see, what did he say? Okay, one of them says memoirs with Mobius, memoirs of a man with Mobius. That's almost saying the same thing, really. Memoirs of a man, memoirs with a man with Mobius. That's like West and West saying it. So basically, it's just saying memoirs of a man with Mobius. And since I'm like an older man, I was thinking on making one with memoirs of a child with Mobius, because if it was going to be about me with Mobius syndrome, maybe I should do one with situations as I got older and situations when I was younger. I think that would be more suffice, because it would be both when I was younger and when I was older or current, if there is any situations. But other than that, I really like the title. I really like the title a lot. Memoir, because I'm only an artist. I don't come up with titles. I don't, there was one character that my friend in 7th grade in junior high school, he gave me the permission to use this character. And I don't even know if he's copywritten it or something. But when I adapt to it and started making things to it with it, I'm the most cheesiest person when it comes to titles. No joke. Of the time I used to always start my titles with the adventures of, whichever character I'm doing it for. And back in the time when I thought of this was the time of, when Super Mario World, the cartoon came out, instead of saying Super Mario World, it's the Adventures of Super Mario World, I think it was. Or when Super Mario Bros. 3 came out, it was the Adventures of the Super Mario Bros. 3. So yeah, I figured that was the algorithm of me using the adventures of. That's it. That just sounds so 80s, because the movie The Adventures of the Babysitters Club, um, The Adventures of Babysitting, so on and so forth. It just sounds so 80s and 90s. So I was just used to it. So I'm the most crappiest person to think of titles. So when he thought of those names or those titles, I was like blown away. It's like, whoa, I would have never thought of using the word memoirs. To me, that reminds me of memories. So memoirs. So yeah, that's interesting stuff. I would never have thought of that. I would never have thought of that at all. Ever. I don't believe. I don't think in a million years. I do not think that I would ever come up with those titles. Unless if I was like very hardcore in this, but when him and I were talking on Facebook Messenger about this, he was figured to do something that brings awareness of Mobia syndrome. And for those who hasn't seen my poem that I recited, basically that is Mobia syndrome in a nutshell. So yeah, other than that, that's what I'm doing. So it would be kind of interesting to see what I can come up with. And I'm glad that I use something that's called Medibang on my iPad, or I can use it on my Mac too. I mean, I can make the panels on my Mac, print them out easier than emailing them myself on my iPad. So I could, make my own panels on my computer. So yeah, pretty much I could do that, or I could print my own covers or whatever. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking on doing as of now. There's so many things that I want to do. Oh, and here's one other thing. For those who are artists, and here's a question for you. Now, when you have a bunch of sketchbooks like I do, I think I posted this in a video before, but I'm not sure. Probably so, but I didn't upload it or anything. I might have deleted it. But here's the question for you. With sketchbooks that are blank, what should a person do with them? I mean, of course, drawing them. I'm going to draw on these. I want to know how to start using sketchbooks. I know that you could just draw anything that you come up with, but sort of like using it as a theme. What sort of theme should I do each of these sketchbooks? There's 2 purple and there's 2 blue. And come to think of it, when I was watching H.C. Brown's, Holly Brown's 10-a-day 10-a-day sketchbook. I was thinking of doing that and just see what I could do in each 10 days that I do a sketch or something. That'll be a good, but I don't know, these are like very, very nice sketchbooks, but I don't know if I should use them for that. So yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe just use one for use one for the challenge. But if I start doing the challenge for one, I'll probably just do all four. It makes sense, right? Other than that, I am really, really loving these cards. I was so hesitant that I didn't want to do. I did not want to use them at all. You're probably thinking to yourself, well, if you got them, why not use them, right? So I ended up making a bunch of these things for a bunch of my friends, and I know that I showed this plenty of times before. This is sort of my like flagship character that I'm doing for myself. And as you can tell, for the YouTube picture, I changed my Twitter picture, and I changed my Facebook picture to all that, and also my YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, all the same. So then, and I'm thinking on changing my Instagram picture too. I might draw another picture of the same character. But yeah, so yeah, I was thinking on doing that and whatnot. And I'm also creating my what is it? My YouTube cover photo. I'm doing that on MediaBang on my iPad now. I would show you, but then again, it's on my iPad. But I can always do a screenshot for you all and put it in this video if you want to see it. Might as well. It's not finished or anything, but at least it'll show some progress, on what I'm doing. So, other than that, it's time for me to go to bed. Until then, catch you later, and have a nice day. Have a nice day, good morning, and all that shit.